If you are a hairstylist and you dread the awkward first meeting with the client because you don't know what to say, then this video is for you.
It's a big circle and I don't know where this loop is. Maybe soon I'll understand why I'm not getting it.
Hey guys, my name is Gisela Santillan and I'm a hairstylist that's been in the industry for almost 20 years, and I'm here to share all of my tips and tricks that I've learned along the way. So in this video, I will be sharing my tips on how to avoid that first awkward client meeting, and hopefully you guys feel a little bit more confident when you meet them for the first time. So listen, I've been doing hair for almost 20 years and I still get those like first day of school jitters, and surely you know what I'm talking about. When we would first go to school before, or at least me, I would get so nervous, like my palms would get sweaty, my feet would get sweaty, my stomach, I would feel like butterflies because I was so nervous. And I feel like we all have some sort of anxiety just anytime you meet somebody new, because you're like, what are they gonna think about me? What am I gonna say? What do I talk about? At least that's the way I feel. And so I wanted to share some of my tips that I've learned to do along the way from being a hairstylist and just learning different things that work or didn't work. So I'm gonna share 5 tips for you guys today. So I have a list, so if I look down at my computer, that's what I'm doing, okay? So number 1, I have all of my clients book online. And so this is just something that I like to do with my new clients because it's just easier. I'll probably make a video on online booking later. So if you have any questions about that, feel free to, send me a message or an email. Down below I'll put my email so that you guys can contact me, but that's a video for another time. But so I usually have my clients book online, and so this is gonna sound kind of creepy, but usually I will stalk them online. I know that sounds weird but I do that to a certain extent. So what I'll do is I'll see somebody's name on there and I know that they're, I don't know them. And I say that I don't know them because I'm from a small town, like a super small town in Texas. So everybody knows everybody. So if I don't know that name, it means they don't live here. So obviously, I need to look them up and see who they are. And sometimes you can see a little bit about their life. They're like what kind of person they are. And if you have a lot of stuff in common with them or not. And that's fine. And that's just kind of something that I do. I don't, go too deep into it. I just like to put a face to the name. So that's tip number 1. Tip number 2, I always have them book a consultation first. I think this is so important in general, just because you are getting them, you're finding out more stuff about them. So this is important because it will put you in a position of authority. Remember, they booked with you for a reason, okay? So they liked your work. They liked something about you, so they booked with you. So you are the expert. So that's why it's so important to book a consultation with a new client first, because this helps you to show them what you know, okay? Remember, you are the expert, okay? Tip number 3, get to know them. This is where you get them to talk about themselves. Remember, they probably already know some sort of information about you because they either found you on social media or a friend of theirs recommended you to them, or recommended you to them. So that's why they booked with you, because they already have some sort of trust in you. So this is where you get to learn about them, okay? Remember, they're nervous too. You're actually working on their hair. So they're the ones that have also a little bit of anxiety just from being with somebody new as well. Okay, so there's a couple of questions that I always start out with when I have a new client. So one of the questions is, how did you hear about me? Okay, because obviously they're gonna come in and you wanna know how they heard. So I'll say, like, they'll come in and I'm like, hi, nice to meet you. And then I say, how did you hear about me? Or I'm so glad to have you here. How did you hear about me? And then they go on and say, oh, I saw you on Instagram and I loved your work, and oh, really, that's awesome. What did you like? You can go on and on. Or they might say, oh, I heard you, or a friend recommended you, and then you can ask what friend, and then you might find, that you're really good friends with that friend, or, you can go to a conversation about how you know that mutual person, okay? So that kind of helps you to kind of ease into conversation. So also you want to make sure that you speak to them face to face. This just kind of makes it feel a little bit more comfortable, I guess casual, like you're speaking to a friend, because you do want them to trust you and be able to talk to you like a person. Remember, they're human. You don't want to just stand behind them and be messing with their hair the whole time, okay? You want to actually give them that sense of familiarity with you and sit with them and talk to them and just make them feel comfortable and at ease. Tip number 4, I have my clients fill out a questionnaire. And this can be, I usually have them fill this out while I work on a plan for them. So I'll, whenever they come in, we talk about what they want for their hair and what they like or what they don't like, or what it is that they're looking for. I look at their hair a little bit, and then I kind of go to the side. I pull out my iPad and I tell them, okay, well, while I figure out kind of a plan of action for you, I'm gonna have you fill out this questionnaire for me. So then they just fill out a few questions for me on their iPad, or on my iPad, sorry. And then while they do that, I get to take a break from, having to talk to this new person. Not that they're terrible or anything, but sometimes you just need a little bit of like a mental break and just kind of gather yourself again. And so I like to do that while they're doing their questionnaire. I kind of go to the side and look at, look up colors, or, kind of plan something out and get into, a Zen zone while they do that. Then once they finish, I go back and then we decide on when they're gonna book their service. So then we book that on a separate day. Booking on a separate day also gives you kind of a break. Sorry, there's a little bug, but it gives you kind of a break to where you don't feel like you have to talk to this new person, this stranger, for 3 to 4 hours when you don't know anything about them. There are times that I have done that before, but it's easier to do it this way, especially if you do feel anxiety when speaking to somebody new. Okay, so tip number 5, when they come back for their service appointment, I use that questionnaire to talk about different things. So on that questionnaire, you can make it however you want, and you can make it on your iPad, or you can have a written out questionnaire, whatever's easier for you to keep track of. So I have them fill that out, and then from there I just kind of get information on them. So you can ask random questions. I usually do the general questions like, have you ever had an allergic reaction to color, just things like that, medical things, hair history things, and then I'll ask extra questions like, what's your favorite color, what's your favorite drink, be it like a soda or alcoholic beverage, or something like that. What is your favorite TV show? What is your favorite movie? What kind of music do you like? Do you like to read? What books do you like to read? Just random things like that. Another tip, that this is going to be kind of in there too, when they leave on that first day when you had their consultation, you can tell them, well, when you come back for your service, it's going to be about 2 to 5 hours, or whatever the case may be. It's going to be about 2 to 5 hours. So if you want, you can bring a book with you to read, or you can bring your headphones to listen to something if you want, or you can bring work, like if you want to work on your computer or something, feel free to bring that. And that doesn't bother me at all if you have to do something else while you're sitting here, because it will be a while. So that kind of helps them get an idea of how long it's going to be, and if they feel more comfortable reading and not chatting up with you for that many hours, then that's fine. It gives them a little break and it gives you a little break. So that's another way that you can kind of ease your service chat. Those are the few of the tips that I have for you guys, and especially for you shy stylists out there, I hope this helps. If you have any questions, leave me a comment or send me an email. I'd be happy to answer any questions that you might have. And stay tuned for the next video where I have more tips for you guys. Also, like and subscribe if you want more tips. Bye.
A million little rocks